Hello, the Internet Tough Monkey here once again. Hope you're all well. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, back in the early 1990s, decent football games were a bit thin on the ground. The first real football game many of us experienced on the 16-bit consoles was likely World Championship Soccer, an utterly atrocious top-down game that had you reaching for the reset button long before the end of the first half. Then the marginally less awful European club soccer known as World Trophy Soccer outside of Europe, released in 1992. It looked quite good at the time, replicating many of the arcade football games of the era. It just played like a sack of spuds. Then things started to pick up in 1993 though. First of all, Super Kickoff landed after several delays in 1993. I used to cycle into town every day to see if it had been released at my local gaming shop. And I bought it on release day. I remember cycling home and putting it in the Megadrive and being really quite disappointed by it. Then Sensible Soccer, a port of the classic Amiga and Atari ST game, arrived in late 1993, just before FIFA Soccer arrived. It was a genuinely great game, but it felt more like you were playing high-speed Subbuteo rather than real football. Then, finally, FIFA International Soccer appeared, first on the SEGA Megadrive at the end of 1993, followed by the Super Nintendo version the following year. Electronic Arts had already created Lakers vs Celtics, whatever you want to pronounce it as, and the John Madden football games in 1990. And then in 1991 came EA Hockey and PGA Tour Golf. They all went on to become huge franchises themselves. It wasn't until those games were already out there that Electronic Arts created EA Sports in 1991, and although some minor branding started to appear on their sporting games, it wasn't until late 1993 that the famous intro started to appear.
EA Sports, it's in the game.
First on Madden 1994, the NFL game.
Hi everyone, welcome to John Madden Football.
And then FIFA, the classic
EA Sports, it's in the game.
Now, unlike many side-scrolling or top-down games of the past, this was an entirely different view and introduced my generation to the word isometric for the first time. It played diagonally, and look, took a bit of getting used to at first, but you suddenly realise that you're actually playing a really great game. It had character and charm about it. Referee! And you'd find yourself playing for many hours trying to get that perfect result. It had many quirks which we all look back on fondly, such as scything down an opponent, Storm, run away! To then running away from the referee just so you didn't get a yellow or a red card. And the game had many options to play with, both in terms of tournaments and strategy, and it was based entirely around international football, with no domestic leagues involved whatsoever. Personally, being a huge fan of the Welsh football team, I used to play as Wales, which often meant I got my arse handed to me on many occasions. But I love this game. And obviously, it was the dawn of the FIFA juggernaut, going on to spawn yearly updates, which I think most of us will agree really should be just downloadable content, not an entirely new game. Now, FIFA's main rival at the time was International Superstar Soccer, which first came out on the Super Nintendo in 1994, the following year, in Japan and everywhere else in 1995, and that would ultimately go on to become Pro Evolution Soccer. Even back then, though, FIFA was the more commercially popular game. So, do you remember playing the original FIFA? Or were you an ISS Pro Evolution Soccer player instead? I'll catch you next time. High five. Yeah.